and he was asking a lot of questions from me because I was preaching Bhagavad Gita. Then he asked one very profound question from me. वो बोला, he said to me that you people say that after taking dip in Ganges you get purified from all the sins. But what about all those animals who are living in the bank of Ganges? There are a lot of dogs, a lot of cats, a lot of rats. They're always in the Ganges. Why are they not getting purified? I thought yes, it's a valid question. Then I went across my teachings of Prabhupada. Then it was revealed that it is we touch these spiritual places not by our physical body but by our consciousness. So if our consciousness is not resonating with the energy of Ganges, we will not get purified. Simply taking bath in Ganges is not sufficient. We have to understand where we are taking bath, in which attitude we are taking bath. Otherwise, there are a lot of dogs, a lot of people, a lot of animals who also live in nearby bank of Mother Ganges, but they don't get that much of benefit. How much we can get benefit? And we can get benefit only by understanding what is the importance of Mother Ganga. There are many pastimes which are connected to Mother Ganga. I'll try to read them so that we can understand much more detail. So this Mother Ganges is not a material water like the ordinary water which we come across. We touch that water. It may have the element of water. It may feel like water, but it is much more beyond than the normal water. And the speciality about that water is it is flowing directly from the spiritual world as Yamuna. So what happened? There was a curse given by Saraswati to Ganga to come to Bharatavarsha in the Kali Yuga and to take all the sins of the people. So once Ganga was seeing Vishnu from far behind, wanted to associate with him, then Saraswati became very angry. When Saraswati cursed, there was Lakshmi who came also. There was Saraswati, Ganga and Yamuna. Saraswati, Lakshmi and Ganga, wherein Saraswati was cursing the Yamuna, Ganga, that you will be cursed to go to the this Bharatvarsha and you will have to take all the sinful reactions of all the people of this Kali Yuga. Then what happened? The Vishnu comes and he hugs Saraswati. So by that touch of Vishnu, Saraswati comes to his senses. So she understands what mistake I did. And then what happened? The Vishnu comes to Ganga and he says that I know you have been cursed by Saraswati, but you have to take that curse. In the future, the Bhagirathi will perform tapasya and then you have to flow to the material world. So even before Bhagirathi brought Mother Ganges from the heaven, she was already destined to flow through the earthly planetary system. So then once what happened, that was a curse which Mother Ganga get to be able to be coming to this world. Then how it happened? Then what happened once the Ganga was in a Golok Vrindavan and Ganga was in a female, the deity form, like a female personification. Then Ganga wanted to see Krishna from far behind and she wanted to associate with Krishna. At that very moment, Radharani comes and Ganga becomes very fearful. Now Radharani has come, she is going to chastise me, she is going to curse me. So because of that fear, she hides herself, but Radha finds her. And Radharani start telling all the notorious activity of Krishna and start complaining against Krishna to Ganga. And Ganga becomes very ashamed. What should I do now? Out of that shame, out of that feeling of being cursed, that fear of being cursed, she takes the form of water and goes and hide in the lotus feet of Krishna. She takes the water form and goes and hide in the lotus feet of Krishna. Then Radharani was not able to find where is Ganga, and she searched everywhere, but she was not able to find. Then suddenly she found, okay, she is hiding behind the lotus feet of Krishna. Then she took in her palms and she was about to drink all the water of Ganga and finish the existence of Ganga itself. At that very moment, because Ganga disappeared, so it is said that anything in this material world is coming from the spiritual world. Because the water personification of spiritual world got hide herself in the lotus feet of Krishna, there was no water to be found in the material world also. In the mouth of the demigods, the mouth of the Brahmaji was started becoming very choked up because of the thirst. It started becoming dry. the entire world started becoming dry. Then Brahma, Shiva, and Indra comes to the spiritual world. They start understanding what's going on here. And then Brahma tried to pacify Radharani. So her anger calms down, and Ganga comes out of this lotus feet of Krishna. At that very moment, the Brahmaji says to Radharani, "See Radharani, she has come from both of you. In that way, she is your daughter." So Brahmaji says to Radharani, "She is like your daughter. Why you are becoming so angry with your own daughter?" Then somehow Radharani get pacified, and then the Ganga comes out of lotus feet of Krishna. At that very moment, okay, the Brahmaji takes palm full of Ganga water and put in his kamandlu and come to the material world. So there is a first point how the Ganga comes from the spiritual world by Brahmaji to the material world. So how she flows to the earthly planetary system is another interesting story. So they are connected to each other. How she was cursed and she was brought down to the material world, but she was existing as the Karana ocean. There's a outside this universe is a water known as Karana Jala ocean. So there, what happened when Vaman Dev came to deceive Bali Maharaj, and Vaman Dev was piercing the covering of this universe. As we know, Vaman Dev asked for three staple fan from Bali Maharaj, and Shukracharya told, "No, you should not give because he is Vishnu in the disguise of Dwa Brahmana and is going to cheat and take away all your kingdom." Then Bali Maharaj said that you have only taught me that we should, serve Krishna, serve Vishnu. It is all for sacrifice of Vishnu. Now you're teaching me something else. I reject you as my spiritual master. And after rejecting his own guru, he promised Bali Maharaj that he promised to Vamandev that you can take 3 steps of land. And then he give 3 step of land. But that at very moment, Vamandev becomes so expensive. In his first leg, he covers the entire lower planetary system. The second leg, he covers the entire upper planetary system. And while he was covering upper planetary system, there are 7 layers which is covering this entire universe of earth, water, fire, air, ether, and all the Panchabhutas and everything. At that very moment, the toe of Vamandev touches the covering, and there was a hole created. And from that hole, that spiritual water, a drop of spiritual water comes to this material world. And that is how Vaman Dev feet was washed off by that water and she became Ganga. So till this point of time, she was not in the material world, she was outside the material world, and that's how she came to this world by washing the feet of Krishna himself. But again, she was not in the earthly planet, she was only in the heavenly planet. Then how come she came to the earthly planet? It's again another story of Bhagirathi. As you know, King Sagara was in the dynasty of Ramachandra. He was performing Ashwamedha Yagna. And while performing Ashwamedha Yagna, he was becoming very powerful, very, very resourceful. Then Indra becomes very jealous. Indra thinks that this King Sagara is going to perform Ashwamedha Yagna and he's going to take over my position. He became very insecure. At that point of time, what he did is he steals the horse which was to be sacrificed in that Ashwamedha Yagna. He goes that, he steals that, and he hides that into the Kapila Muni ashram. And now the king, that Sagara, becoming very anxious. Where is this horse? I have to sacrifice him to be able to perform my yagna. Then he sends his 60,000 sons to search for the horse. They went everywhere, but they couldn't find it. Then there was a voice which came that the horse is been hiding into the Kapila Muni's ashram. And these 60,000 horses, 60,000 son of King Sagara goes to the kutia, the ashram of Kapila Muni, wherein they start blaming Kapila Muni. Oh, it was you who stole the horse. And then Kapila Muni, the blame came to Kapila Muni, and he became very fearful. That how dare you putting me wrong blame onto me? It was not me. And because you had put wrong blame on me, you're blaming me for no reason. I immediately they were cursed to death. Those 60,000 sons of Sagara were died at that moment because of curse of Kapila Muni. Then again, King Sagara was not able to understand what's happening. Where are my 60,000 sons? Then he sends King Anshumana. Anshuman, another of his son. He goes there. Then he understood that what all thing happened, and then he requested Kapila Muni to bring again those 60,000 sons back. They told it is not possible. They are not going to get liberation. They are not going to get next birth. unless Ganga come and wash them off. Those ashes of those 60,000 sun were to be washed off by Ganga. They started performing austerities on Shuman, but they couldn't please. So generation after generation, they were performing tapasya to bring Ganga back, to bring Ganga to this world, but they were not successful. Then one fine day, Bhagirathi took birth in the dynasty of King Sagara, and then he performed severe austerity. And this is a place where King Bhagirathi performed austerity. This very place where we are sitting, it is a place where King Bhagirath performed austerity, and Brahma becomes very pleased. And then Brahma becomes pleased, and he orders Ganga that you should come down to this earth, so that these 60,000 sons' ashes can be given to the Ganga and they can be liberated. But Ganga had one doubt. Ganga had two doubts. Okay, I can come to the earth, but what about my force? If I come with that force, what I have, the entire earth is going to be flooded. Then what does Brahma do? Brahma speaks to Shiva. Okay, can you please hold Ganga in your head? That is why Lord Shiva sits in the same place, and it is this place where the Ganga comes on the head of Lord Shiva. First thing. Second thing, she asks, okay, you're asking me to come to this place of Kali Yuga, wherein everybody will come, bathe in my water, and leave their sin on me. Then I will accumulate all their sin. What will happen to me? Then Brahma says, okay, don't worry. Time after time, pure devotees will come, and pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada will come, and other acharyas will come. They will take bath in your water, and they will take away all your sin on themselves. So that is how we understand the. That's how Mother Ganges come to this place on the head of Lord Shiva. But before that, she was in a Swarga form. And as you also know, the pastime related to Mother Ganga, that she was married to Ganga was married to Shantanu. But on one condition, that any son, any daughter, any children we have, we are not going to keep them, we are going to put them into Ganga back. And that's how they were living together. But at one point of time, although they kind of thousands of sons was been put into the Mother Ganges, but when Vishwa was born, he denied. I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill my this son Bhishma. At that point of time, Ganga had a condition: if you keep any of our son, any of our daughter, I'm going to leave you. At that point of time, Ganga leaves Shantanu and he again comes back, and that's why Bhishma was known as Ganga Putra. And he had taken the vow of austerity and performance of severe penances by being always celibate. So now this Ganga, it is description that she divides herself into four different rivers. She flows from Brahmaloka, she touches Mount Meru. So Mount Meru is a Meru which is a pivot point where entire is a central point of the entire universe. So by touching Mount Meru, she divides into four different directions. So let us read into four different directions Mother Ganges flows in what, and she is known by different names there. So let me pull out that verse where they 2 minutes, 2 minutes. We'll just read this and finish it off. Okay, we'll read that there only. गंगा मैया की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की,